So the first signal exercise we're going to do is locating the signal. Can we locate our signal? Can we verify it's where it should be? So we want to verify its intensity. We want to verify its frequency. We might want to make sure it's there. So let's hook up the cable here to our test situation. And we have a whole bunch of frequencies. So we're not sure which one is ours. We think we know where it is. So let's go ahead and see if we can find it. We believe it's around 500 megahertz, somewhere around there. So let's put the, let's do a center 500, and let's do a span of 100. And so there we go. It doesn't look like it's at 500, it looks like it's a bit low. So what we can do is we can do a search peak, and then say marker to center frequency. So that automatically moves you to the center frequency. So that's kind of an automatic way to do it. Find the peak and then move it to the center. And so is that our signal or not? Well, we're not really quite sure. So one way to test it is to turn the generator on and off. So if we have control over the signal that we're generating, we can turn it off. So let's turn it off. Oh. Well, it didn't turn off. It went down, but it didn't seem to turn off. So now that's very confusing. We don't understand why. So we go and we troubleshoot and we make sure we actually are turning on and off the signal, and we are. We're removing the battery and it's gone. And so why is it there's still a signal here? Well, it could be that it's hiding. All right. So one of the problems with spectrum analyzers is how fine of a detail you can see. And so there's something called the resolution bandwidth. And the resolution bandwidth says, I can only see with this resolution. So if there's two signals next to one another, within our resolution bandwidth, they look like one. You can't separate the two of them, right? So what do we have here? We have a span of 100 megahertz. So let's change the span to 10 megahertz. We'll go in a little bit closer. And I don't see anything, so let's go a little closer. 5 megahertz. Oops. 5 megahertz. Ah. So 5 megahertz. I'm starting to see that there's actually two things there. Okay. Let's turn off our generator again. We go, we're the right-hand one. So when I turn off the signal on and off, you can see we're the right-hand one. So can we get in closer? So, sorry, I just tripped over the camera. Get it back on center here. So see if we can get in closer. So let's do that peak search to center again. So that squares us out. And now let's see if we can't zoom in. We're going to use the span wheel. We're going to start to zoom in. Like I said, this is kind of like a camera lens. We're going to go telephoto. We're going to go in closer and closer and closer. And there we go. Now we're starting to see two things, right? So we do that peak search, and then we have this other one here. And let's turn off our generator again to make sure we know which one we're talking about. Yep, that's us there. Well, I wonder what that other one is. So first of all, let's verify the frequency that we are at, okay? And so if we hit marker, it says our generator is at 487.4. That's where we are, 487.4. Now maybe that's not where we want to be and we want to move it on, but the spectrum analyzer is telling us that's where it is. But we're curious, we're right next to this one, we're wondering what that one is. Maybe that's an extra that we're generating or something. So let's see if we can go over there. We'll go to peak search, next peak left. That one seems to be at 487.2. So you can see that we need to be able to zoom in farther and farther and farther, and our resolution bandwidth will get smaller and smaller and smaller. So right now, our resolution bandwidth is 10 kilohertz. So as long as the two signals are farther apart than 10 kilohertz, we'll be able to tell them apart. So how far apart are these two? Well, we can do a peak search, and then we can do a delta marker, and go left. And now we have two markers. So a lot of your spectrum analyzers will have more than one marker. So we placed 2 markers on the peaks, and it did it automatically. We searched for a peak, and then we searched for another peak, and we turned on the delta function. And the delta function tells us that the difference between those 2 signals is 182 kilohertz, and the difference in amplitude is 14.66 dB. All right? So what have we accomplished? We've accomplished locating and identifying a signal, right? One of the tricks is turning on and off the signal so you can identify it. Or if you have a stepped attenuator or something, you can move it up and down. We've identified that if our span is too far out, then those 2 peaks will start to coalesce and they'll turn into one peak. And then we can't see the difference, right? So you have to make sure that you're able to see the fine detail that you need to see. Okay, our second lesson is going to be, can we identify that we're modulating the signal? We want to know if we're modulating the signal. So here's our signal, and we see that it's moving up and down. Well, right away we know that that's good because we think we're doing AM modulation. So if you're doing AM modulation, the modulation will be in the up and down direction, so that's good. But let's go take a close look at it. We'll do a peak search, and it found that 0 hertz marker, the one that doesn't exist. So we need to search right. And there we are on the real one. So we're going to move that to the center, and we're going to zoom in on it. We'll do a span of 1 megahertz. And we've just lost it. I must have pushed the wrong button. Okay, so this happens a lot with spectrum analyzers. You forget, you've pushed the wrong button. Oh my God, it's gone. And so we'll just start over. We hit the preset button. We can always get back to home, right? So there it is again. Okay, so we're going to do the peak search. We're going to do search right. Now we're on the peak of interest. We're going to move that to the center. Now we're going to do a span of 1 megahertz, and we've lost it. So let's do a span of 10 megahertz. There it is. So a lot of times the spectrum analyzer, when it's measuring a wide sweep, it doesn't have a very fine detail. So if we go from a wide sweep to a narrow sweep immediately, it can be a little bit off. And so that's why every time you zoom in, you need to recenter it, right? So we'll do a peak search, and we'll move it to the center, and then we can zoom in. Okay, so we're going to do a span, and we're going to start zooming in on that span. And what we're doing is we're changing the span, right? We're a wide span, we're going to make it narrower and narrower and narrower so we can see this, right? And it's going off. Now, some function generators, spectrum analyzers will have a tracking lock feature where the marker will lock, okay? So we can go to marker and we can say, where is it? Peak search. Here we go. Tracking. Okay, so marker track. So now we'll track. So now it will stay at the peak. All right? So if you have that in your spectrum analyzer, great. You can use it to your advantage, right? So we're going to do the span. We're going to span in. We're going to go, oh, what happened just there? Okay, so I was here, and we have a resolution bandwidth of 10 kilohertz. And when I started to zoom in, we went to a resolution bandwidth of 3 kilohertz, and we're starting to see some side lobes. That's AM modulation. So if we zoom in any farther, there we go, boom, it changed again. Now we have a 1 kilohertz bandwidth. So the bandwidth tells us how fine of a resolution we can see. And here we can see that we have 2 strong modulated side carriers, and so we can measure that and figure out what the distance is between the 2. That will tell us what frequency we're modulating at. So we can do the same thing as before. We can do a marker We'll do a delta marker, and we'll do a marker search to the right, and now we've got those two, and it says the two markers are 10 kilohertz apart, and that's exactly my modulation frequency. So I can check my modulation frequency and see what's going on here, right? Let me give you a brief demonstration of this resolution bandwidth idea that I keep talking about. So it changes automatically when you change the sweep in and out, but you can change it manually as well. So we're going to change it manually, and I'm going to make it wider, so now we can't see as much detail, and I'm going to make it wider. Now we don't see any detail at all. We can go back in the other direction. This is where it defaulted to for this particular scan, but we could make it even narrower. And now it's giving us really, really fine detail, or can even go narrower. And now it's going to give us very, very fine detail. But it's going to be at the cost of being a very, very slow sweep, as you can see. All right? So that's why it's automatic. They kind of make it so that the display is always refreshing at a nice rate. But you can always go override that, right? And then if you want to go back, this sweep generator, or spectrum analyzer has auto couple. I can say, put everything back to full auto mode, right? And now when I change the span, it automatically changes the resolution bandwidth. So here I'm going wider and wider and wider, but the bandwidth's not changing because the shape of these things isn't changing, and then boom, there we go. Now it automatically changed and everything got narrow. Okay, now we want to verify what type of modulation we have. We've seen an AM modulation, but how can we tell if we're doing an FM modulation? So here's our signal again. We're going to do a peak search right. Now we're there. We're going to send that to the center. We're going to zoom in on it. We'll do a span of 1 megahertz. It couldn't find it. There it is. It's over there. So we'll do a peak search now to the center. Now we can do a span of 1 megahertz, and you can see that it's starting to wiggle a little bit. We'll do a span of 100 kilohertz, and there we go. So what are we seeing here? It looks like we're AM modulating, but there's a whole bunch of harmonics or something, but that's what FM modulation looks like. FM modulation looks like a bunch of lines. And it depends on what frequency you're modulating and stuff, but if you see something that's kind of shaped like this, and there's a whole bunch of them, it's usually FM modulation. So there's a whole bunch of different types of modulation, but AM and FM are very, very common.